Okay, today we're talking about the costs of growth. People think growth is a good thing normally, but there can be several problems with it. Firstly, the inflation risk. If the economy is growing too fast, the inflation is going to happen because the demand is racing ahead. The ability of the economy to supply its goods and services. The producers are going to take advantage of this by raising the prices, and it's called demand pull inflation. This could be caused by the outward shift in aggregate demand, leading to an increase in the general price level, as shown in the diagram. So we can see here that output has increased from Q1 to Q2, and the price level in the economy has gone up from P1 to P2. This is inflation, demand pull inflation. Fortunately for the UK, the sustained economic growth has not led to this inflation surge, but it is equally likely that it could happen. Indeed, the economy has enjoyed a long period of non-inflationary growth. So we've had increased inflation is the first problem with growth. The second problem we can have is what we call externalities. And these problems can create negative externalities, things such as increased pollution or congestion in the economy. It damages overall social welfare. The environment can have a long-term negative effect on the quality of life of people living in that country and the sustainable rate of growth. It's important all this growth is sustainable. We can't have people constantly building new factories all the time, because that's going to have a significant impact on the environment. Third problem with fast growth, or just any growth in fact, is inequality. Now, inequality is a big problem because not all of the benefits of this economic growth are going to be seen by everybody in the economy. For example, people at the lower end may not actually see a wage increase, even though inflation has gone up. We can also see the rise in national output, but also growing income and wealth inequality in the society. There's also regional differences in the distribution of rising income and spending. If this growth is concentrated on one region of the UK, then some people aren't going to be happier in other regions of the UK. There's another reason why economic growth is bad, and it is a very important reason. The next reason is a very important reason, and it is incredibly important. And that is, of course, social sector differences in growth. Now, obviously, this growth is not going to be averaged out over all the different sectors of the economy. Some sectors may see a significant improvement in their national output, whereas other areas may not. For example, in the UK over recent years, the service sector has been the main engine of output gains, and this sector has extended at a faster rate than, for example, manufacturing or construction, or indeed the agricultural sector. By the summer of 2001, the UK manufacturing sector was actually in recession, even though the UK economy had continued to grow by 2%. And the fifth and final reason for the costs of growth is the balance of payments. Now, people have suddenly got all this extra money because if the wages have gone up in line with inflation, they're going to see lots more money in their pockets, and they're going to think, you know what, I want something foreign, and they're going to buy an imported good, and that could cause problems for the economic growth and indeed for the balance of payments, and therefore we may see this growth not actually being as good as it was before. So there you have it. You have your costs of growth, and everyone says we want economic growth, but in actual fact, here are 5 reasons why it may not be such a good idea.